Welcome to State of Tech, Synechron's innovation podcast. Synechron is a leading global digital transformation consulting firm focused on financial services and big technology organizations. Our State of Tech podcast hosts subject matter experts and business leaders as they explore emerging technologies, industry insights, innovation trends, and more. Let's dive into today's episode.
Welcome to another edition of Synechron's Fireside Chat. My name is Prabhakar Srinivasan. I lead the AI practice at Synechron, and I'm your host for today. So our discussion today will be centered on artificial intelligence, the hype, hazards, and hope surrounding it. And to talk about the subject, I've invited Mr. Sundar Kuppuswamy, Chief Data Scientist at Asurion. Welcome, Sundar.
Thanks, Prabhakar. Thanks for having me.
With his extensive experience in applying AI in business and a passion for emerging technologies, Sundar brings valuable insights to our topic. So for the first question, Sundar, in 2023, the world witnessed a lot of excitement and buzz in the field of AI, and specifically in generative AI. We are almost now at the halfway point in 2024. Do you see this trend continuing?
I feel the advancements in LLMs have been happening for a much longer time, but ChatGPT came in and made it very easy for people, for anybody, to be able to use it in very creative and useful ways. So I think that's what amplified the buzz. And to answer your second part of the question, going into 2024, we are starting to see, multimodal capabilities and use cases and examples, not just restricted to text, but text, vision, and audio, all being used in different and creative ways is what's continuing to drive the buzz going forward. And again, all coming with the caveat that it's easy for anyone to be able to use it with as minimum friction as possible.
Yeah, I agree with you. Multimodal LLM was kind of in a nascent stage in 2023, but now it's mature enough that you can think of business use cases and problems that you can practically solve using these multimodal LLMs. So that trend is definitely something to watch out for. Talking about generative AI, this new branch of AI seems to be so disruptive, so revolutionary. Do you think it's all a hype, or do you see there's some merit to it?
I'll try to answer this question maybe in two parts. Firstly, the ability to try things and get things started has rapidly sped up. You don't have to have specialized skills like you required several years ago. Now, anybody in any business or technical domain can get things started very quickly to build prototypes and proof of concepts to validate whether you have something viable, which is not hype, it's actually happening, right? So that's one way to answer the question. And then the second thing is a lot of applications are no longer just stuck in POC mode. They've started scaling up. It's happening in many organizations to drive better experiences or more productivity or efficiency or even create magical experiences. So that's happening. And you can also see it in your day-to-day life as you're working in different applications, whether it be on your mobile or your desktop applications. I mean, these AI features, the Gen AI features specifically, are embedded within them to make use of your tools a lot more easier. So in those two ways, you can clearly say that it's reality, no longer hype.
So we have witnessed technology hypes in the past. How do you think businesses can discern and adopt genuinely transformative AI advancements?
Yes, with any new transformation in technology, firstly, I feel we should not lose sight of what problem we're trying to solve, fundamentally what kind of experiences we are trying to create for consumers, just to make sure we are building applications that are useful and not just cool. So that way, we don't lose sight of the actual problem we are solving, and we are not looking at everything through the Gen AI lens and losing sight of the big picture. So understanding what problem we are solving, why does it matter, is of primary importance. Secondly, the technology is advancing at a very rapid pace. Keeping up with it is important. Reading up on it only gets you so far, but being a practitioner and investing time and energy to try things out with new technology, even though your use case may not be crystal clear upfront, is a very useful exercise through which you get to know what's possible, what are the limitations, and so on with every new version of the Gen AI feature that comes out. And being a practitioner helps you get knowledge on what's the right technology to use for the right use case. Because as you can see, LLMs are getting better, they're getting more powerful, and they're also getting cheaper. So using the right technology for the right use case becomes really important. And lastly, there are two sides of the coin that we should not miss. On the one hand, it can create great experiences for our customers and drive value for the organizations. On the other hand, we always have to watch for security and privacy needs and concerns. So I would say considering these 3 points would be very useful for any company to adopt this transformational technology in the right way.
This is a good segue for my next question, Sundar. On the topic of safety, are there any risks and challenges that companies should be aware of in adopting AI?
So let me try to answer that question from two perspectives. Firstly, we want to make sure we are not negatively impacting the customer experience in any way, because ultimately we may build solutions that are completely automated, or they may have a human in the loop. And depending on the type of solutions, types of risks vary. So that's one thing. Under the same customer experience angle is to look at the technology itself to say, is it robust enough with minimal hallucinations or latency issues or scalability issues? So looking at it both from an experience and a technology standpoint to make sure that customer experience is not negatively affected is one risk to make sure is being well monitored and addressed for. The second perspective comes from a data security and a privacy concern or any unintended bias perspective, just so that we are responsible with our AI solutions.
So we talked about hype and hazards in AI. Let's talk about hope. AI advancements have a truly transformative power. In your opinion, where do you see AI's potential shine the brightest?
So fundamentally, I believe that Gen AI has the ability to transform humans into superhumans. Let me use a few examples to elaborate on what I mean by that. Firstly, it can help take on some of the mundane tasks that humans do today, so humans can focus on more creative and complex tasks. I think we've seen various examples over the several years, and more recently with basic code development, code translations, things like that. Secondly, humans are generally not so great at multitasking. We may think we are multitasking, but we are actually context switching. So I feel AI here has the ability to bring us the right information at the right time by operating in a very multi-threaded way. It's almost like a companion that brings you the right information at the right time so you can make smart, timely decisions. It has the ability to be cognizant and have access to a lot of information at any given time, which is not very easy for humans to do. So there, it complements the human in very nice ways and equips us with very timely information to make very smart decisions at the right time. And lastly, Gen AI can be a source of inspiration to us, and we can actually visually see and feel what that inspiration really means. And I'm sure you probably saw some of the demos from GPT-4o, where literally you're not handling with text alone or audio alone or vision alone, but you can mix them up and interact with them in very easy and convenient ways. And you can visualize what you have in mind on paper, or even show something and talk to it about it. So these are fundamental ways where you can bring your inspiration to tangible applications in very fast and creative ways. So these are ways I feel AI can completely transform where we're going.
Thank you, Sundar, for taking the time to chat with us on these AI topics. I'd love to bring you back again to learn more about your journey at Asurion and the practical challenges that you faced in driving innovation at Asurion.
Thank you, Prabhakar. Thanks for having me here. Happy to share this and happy to continue to share whatever could be useful.
Thanks for listening to the Synechron State of Tech podcast. Don't forget to like and share this episode and subscribe to stay up to date on all of the latest and innovative technologies savvy businesses need to know about. To learn more about Synechron, head to our website at www.synechron.com. Stay tuned.